So,
Yeah,
what did you
but
think of? I thought the plot was very concise. It's not. It's a bit more complex than like a Tarantino film. I mean, the older ones like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, had the structure was like this thing happened. It kept moving on at a nice pace. Did you think of that the same way,
kind of
Ricky?
did, but it was still kind of an unorthodox way of telling the story. It isn't necessarily as like, you know, one plot point to the next, to the next, to the next. It kind of jumped around a bit. It had that kind of Tarantino feel a bit. It wasn't necessarily as like crazy as Tarantino though, because it didn't necessarily jump from like future to past to like what all of that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
stuff
yeah. Like the
did.
Pulp Fiction did that. Reservoir Dogs had like an entire like flashback scene that led up to the mole being discovered.
Exactly, yeah. So it wasn't necessarily that crazy, but it still had this kind of jumping effect.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that kind of unorthodox stuff because like with editing, you have like those still shots that also kind of remind me of some of like even like Scorsese and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like, did you get that? Did you feel
Yeah,
that?
I felt that especially remember the Goodfellas of like especially during the intro when they're
Definitely, yeah.
laying up the body is like I always wanted to be a gangster. It's like da da da, and then it still shot on him. Definitely reminded of that. And yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like this film is trying to go fast paced, not too fast, where it's like we don't understand what's going on, like a
Yeah,
Marvel movie or whatever.
it's just very high energy all the way
High
through.
energy, yeah, yeah, yeah. And there are still
Yeah.
moments, but it's to understand what the characters are doing. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Just like the way that it's edited, even like the way that they set up the comedy for like just like it almost reminded me of Edgar Wright's comedic editing, just the way that they exaggerate a bunch of stuff because there's a lot
mhm.
of comedy movies that are kind of lazy with the editing and
Oh
it's more
yeah,
of
yeah.
just
It's
kind
just
of
like
meh.
behind shot from
But
over
something
the
like
shoulder shot.
with Shaun of the Dead or stuff, like they really kind of go nuts with the way that the film comes together, so
There,
it's better comedically.
there are very good. The cinematography, I think, is very good. It's
Yeah.
better. I feel like it's better than Tarantino's cinematography. I think this film really went above and beyond with that, especially that.
Yeah, this movie was a lot kind of grittier and down to earth. That's
Yeah,
like different from Pulp Fiction was a lot more. It felt more like grandiose. It was like more elaborate,
yeah,
more
yeah. This.
exuberant, kind of, like you were taken into this crazy world. Whenever I think of Pulp Fiction, I kind of think of just like that one long shot of them entering the diner.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah. Of course.
this
That
didn't necessarily have that. This was just like kind of a down to earth story. It's a lot grittier. It's not as colorful.
hmm
Just
it's a lot
yeah.
more realistic.
Hmm.
What did you think about like how the character deaths are portrayed? They played off some of them for like for comedic effect, especially I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
who just for spoilers, but one of cousin Avi. No spoilers
Hmm.
there, but especially oh yeah. By the way, I like the scene where Cousin Avi is traveling to a different country from like London to America because it
Yeah.
always had that super fast like 3 second clip, and they probably had to like they probably actually did that. I'm assuming I don't know if they actually did that. It's probably like CGI, but if they did actually do that, that'd be really impressive for like a 4 second clip just for that one specific moment. That's a really
Yeah.
good way of like introducing like he'll basically do anything to find Frankie Four Fingers. And Frankie
Yeah.
Four Fingers, his I'm not gonna say again, I don't want to say spoilers, but his role in the story was very, very interesting. You know, he was the main jumping off point, let's say, right?
Yeah. This movie, despite it being down to earth, like I said, they still kind of had a more comedic effect over the seriousness. So it was trying
Oh
to be
yeah,
less
oh yeah, yeah. Especially
gangstery, violent.
especially Soul and the other two people who were working with them, or
Hmm.
Soul and Vicky, I think their name was. Those
Hmm.
two were probably like more of a central main character than like Turkish and
I don't
Tommy.
even think there was a main character, honestly,
Yeah,
except for I guess those two guys, Turkish and what's
yeah.
his face.
I think the entire plot revolves around Bricktop, but it's around everyone like basically hating Bricktop. That's I think what the central point is. But there's different perspectives, like Brad Pitt's perspective, which was Brad Pitt in this movie. Oh my God, he was so good in this. The way he's just like, oh yeah, but
Mhm.
oh
Yeah,
this. Yeah, he's just so like just charming in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's gotta be my favorite character.
Especially the fights. I like him better in this than in like Inglourious Basterds. Like I really liked him in this. I don't know if he's better in this than in Seven, but he's really good in this. Like especially the scenes where he's boxing. Oh my god, that's like the whole
Bro.
film revolves around boxing. He like takes the center stage for